So algebra, we're 3.7, just working from a paper. We'll use the board behind me if we need it, but I think we'll be okay just working from the paper. So it's basically something that we've done before. It just, last time we did this, we didn't solve the equations. So we're going to set up an equation, something with x's and numbers and equals and things, and then we're going to solve it once we set it up. Last time when we took a test, I think we just set them up and then just let it hang. So here we go. So number one, I would encourage you usually just take it one word at a time. So first thing I hit in number one is 1/3. So I would write down 1/3. And then I see a math word. What's the next math word we see? Of. What's of mean to do?
Times.
Multiply. So we have 1/3 times your points. If we continue to skim through the points or through the question, we don't really know how many points there have been. At the end of the sentence, it asks you how many points do you have, but we don't really know that. So there goes the variable. So do an x. It says are. Are is the same sort of verb as is. What's the is always make us do? That's an equal sign. And then it says something about homework, but if we keep looking through the sentence for more information about homework, the number for homework is 100. So there's our equation. Just take it, like, read it a little bit at a time. If you get something that maybe you don't know, skim around, make sure you don't know it. But there should be one variable, one mystery to solve. So 1/3 x equals 100 is our setup. Question about that? Okay, then let's solve it. The 1/3 was multiplying, so your job now is to divide. When you divide a fraction, you flip it. So what do you think? 300 is a win. Since that one is like a real story, you could kind of think it through. Does this seem like it makes sense? I have 100 points of homework and I had 300 points total for some class. Does that seem like a thing? I'd say, yeah, that seems like a thing. 2, we have decreasing. So as soon as you see decreasing, you can commit to subtracting. Before the subtracting, we go with a number, call that x. After the minus, put the 12. We don't have an is, but we have a makes. Makes will make you put the equals and then a 4. So x minus 12 equals 4. Do an opposite, 16. Question about 1, question about 2. Okay, so 3, without me, like word by word net, just go ahead, take 10 seconds, everybody, jump in, do 3. Don't yell what you got until everybody has a chance to do it, so the slower people have an amount of time that they can do it, and the faster people not ruin the surprise. Anybody want a second to process still more 3? Okay. Yeah, once you set it up, solve it. It's not going to be a whole number this time.
I'm off.
Anybody want a second to process? Okay, so let's go equation first. Hand somebody equation, yes sir?
8x equals 20.
8x equals 20 is a win. If you try to divide by 8, you're not going to get a whole number. 2.5 works. 5 over 2 works. 2.5 works. Does anybody need a little coaching there? Okay, so same thing. Let's try to do 4. Anybody need a little more time for 4? Let's do the equation for 4. Anybody just the equation for? Yeah?
8x equals 15.
Uh-huh. I might have written it as 15 equals 3/8 x, but it doesn't really matter the order you do it. The first thing that mentioned was Tom, so I'd have probably skimmed to see if I knew anything about Tom, and I did know a 15. And then I saw an is, so 15 equals 3/8 x, or 3/8 x equals 15. It doesn't matter the order you put it in, but that's what we're chasing. And then the age should be like a mom kind of age for somebody who's 15.
So like 45.
It's in that neighborhood. It's flat out 40. If you, when we have to divide, we'd flip. The 15 is like it's over 1. For people who like to cancel, 3 cancels 15 to leave 5, and then we can kick to 40 that way. Anybody need coaching? 4? 5. Here we go. Oh, don't give away the surprise. Other people are still processing. You're too quick. Couldn't contain your algebra enthusiasm. Anybody need a sec on 5 still? Okay, go ahead, enthusiasm. What'd you say?
8 plus 2x equals 20.
It is 8 plus 2x equals 20. Let's get somebody else give us the number. It is a whole number.
Is it 6?
It is 6. Anybody need coached up on 5? Okay, 6. Quick word before you go down and do 6. What's the perimeter on a shape? Friendly neighborhood reminders.
Width
The
times
area is that.
Is it the outside?
It's the outside. What do we do to get the outside? Add, subtract, multiply.
Multiply all the things around.
Add. We add our way. Add everything to get the whole way around the shape. So if we add our way around the shape, we get a perimeter. What's true about a rectangle in terms of the side lengths?
One of them is longer than the other is shorter.
Usually, yeah. But how about the top compared to the bottom?
They're the same.
Usually the same. Well, always the same. Left and right,
The same.
the same. So if you have trouble picturing 6, draw it. Draw a picture. Draw a picture of a rectangle. There's going to be 4s on it. There's going to be some X's on it. What you're trying to do for the perimeter is add your way around it. If that's not enough, then we'll talk in 15 seconds about it. Anybody need a sec there? I'll drop this tip while we're waiting. The equation for 6 looks really similar to the equation from 5. So if you 5 and 6 look a lot alike, you're on the right road. Six equation, somebody? Yeah?
Is it W plus 4 equals 30?
No, because you didn't add all the numbers. You only added like one of each. You want to get 2 of each of those to get all the way around.
2w plus 2, 4, or I guess 8 in that case, equals 30.
Yeah. So whatever letter you picked, two letters plus 8 would equal a 30. So whether that's 2x plus 8 or 2w plus 8 or whatever you picked. I picked a W. I thought, for width, let me do a W. But if you did an X, nothing wrong with that. If you did, K for Kellen, whatever letter you want to pick, you can pick your own letters. But it's 2 something plus 8 equals 30. So then the grand total solving it would be 11. Is that okay? Yeah.
How do you do the equation?
So I would draw a rectangle if you're at all uncertain, and put 4 somewhere, and and put another 4 that's across from it. And then the sides that don't have 4s have X's on them. Because the 2 4s have to match, the 2 X's have to match. Are you with that idea? Then if you add, the X and the X will make a 2X. The 4 and the 4 will make an 8. But you can't add 2X with 8 because they're unlike terms. So 2X plus 8 equals 30, and then go at it.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I had to put like the 4 in the equation or something.
Nope. Well, I mean, you get a couple 4s to create the 8.
Yeah.
Any coaching needed on 6?
And then 2x maybe 11.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yep.
Alright.
7, little bit of review, and draw a picture if you get lost in the hustle here. Anybody remember what isosceles triangles are about? The word isosceles meant something back in 7th grade. For sure we did this in our 7th grade book, but you probably hit this other times in your life. Remember?
Isn't it like, I know it's something with a triangle.
Yeah, it's a type of triangle, yeah. Anybody remember what's up to make a triangle be isosceles?
It's in there, I just can't get it
There's an
out.
equilateral triangle, there's an isosceles triangle, and there's a scalene triangle. There's like 3 different kinds of
Is
triangles.
that the one where all the sides are equal?
One of them is all the sides are equal, but it's not that one. Which of those words do you think they'd all be the same out of scalene, equilateral, and isosceles?
Equilateral.
Equilateral, they're all the same.
Is that one the one where 2 sides are equal and the one side is just shorter?
Isosceles, there's 2 that are equal, and if there's a shorter one, the shorter one's called the base. Okay, so what I'm describing to you for 7 is maybe draw a triangle, like pretty tall, like the 2 sides on the sides would be the same. Maybe the bottom's a little shorter, that kind of a triangle. But when I say isosceles with a base of 6, the bottom of it is 6, that's the different length. And then the 2 sides are both same length. Do that picture and then work from there. We'll give everybody a minute to process that. The equation's going to look a lot like 6, which looked a lot like 5. If you get a right final answer, it's a whole number under 10. So I'll drop a couple hands so people can fine tune while other people are processing. Anybody need a sec on 7?
Oh, I'm just raising
Okay, yeah, equation, what do you think?
2x plus 6 equals 20?
Yeah. And then your number?
7.
Yep. So we're going to get 2x from the 2 sides that are the same, but we didn't know them. 2x plus that lonely 6 at the bottom would equal 20. Solve it up, we get 7. Anything there? Okay. Last one. 8's a lot like 1. Give you the tip, it's a lot like 1.
Yeah, a lot.
a lot like 1. I'll say this while people, I can tell, are still processing. If you had an answer that was under 200, you stumbled into algebra teacher pet peeve land. If you came back with an answer under 200, that's crazy and kind of thought lazy, because it's bonkers that you would pay $200 for a TV whose original price was under $200. Like, you would just be showing up at the store and just giving your money away to some sales guy. Like, that's crazy. So even if the math took you to get a number temporarily that was under 200, if you were being vigilant with your thoughts and not lazy with your thoughts, you should recognize, wait a minute, there's no way I would pay $200 for like a $100 TV. I had to have done the algebra wrong here. Let me reconsider this. The number we're seeking has to be above 300. The original price, or it has to be above 200. The original price has to be above 200 if you're paying 200 for it, like on sale and getting a deal that you're happy with. That's the only thing that makes sense. Somebody ate.
The equation, I know the answer. Well, wait, wait. Okay, so it's 2/3 plus 200 equals x.
That went off.
Got the answer.
2/3 x equals 200.
Yeah, what's our clue that it's a multiply? Of. So in the middle, dead middle of that, all those words, there's the word of. So that's a multiply word. The 2/3 of means 2/3 multiplies, and 2/3 multiplies the original price. We don't ever know the original price, that's what we're finding, so that's where the x goes. 2/3 times x to equal 200, and then the original cost, if we do our flipping and dividing and work it out,
Is it 300?
it is 300. $300
Yeah, I don't know how I got the answer right if I didn't have the equation, but
I don't know either, but
it happened.
it's better to get one than none, I guess.
Yeah.
Question about like what's up with any of this? So that's the skill for tonight. We still have a ton of time left if you want to jump on this. So where we are is a 122. 122, we're working from 1 to 18. So what we want to chase down is write yourself an equation, and once you did, then solve it. We are going to ignore their directions. A piece of their directions said set up the equation but don't solve it. I'm saying no. We are going to set up the equations and we're going to solve it. We're not going to do that because I don't, like, why would you ever want to set up? I understand when you first learn to do this, like setting it up is enough work, but how is that at all useful to anybody to set up equations that you don't solve? That doesn't make any sense to me. So 1 to 18, we'll set them up, we'll solve them, and that's our deal. That should do it.